If you're looking to update your phone to One UI 6.0, head over to our Telegram channel. You can find the link in the description or by searching for Techno Guys. We've got a full list of all the phones that are guaranteed to receive the update. And if you have any questions, just let us know. Have already updated? Then subscribe. There are a lot of us there, a whole community, so it will be interesting. Alright, let's now explore all the key features to look out for in the new update. New shell design. The first thing we pay attention to is the updated shell design. In fact, nothing radical, but some freshness is felt. In many ways this is due to the new font by default. It is still clean and easy to read, but has a more modern and contrasting look, due to which it looks more alive. The font appears shorter, but it's actually the same size. This creates more space and openness in the interface, giving it a lighter feel. Overall, it's visually refreshing. Entire interface. In addition, One UI 6.0 offers an updated smiley design for the Samsung keyboard. Although the difference is minor, it is still noticeable. To make the interface more readable, some proprietary app names have been shortened by removing Galaxy and Samsung. With a backward swipe, new circular arrows appear, giving the interface a softer and more airy feel. By the way, there's a hidden feature with this gesture. If you go to the developer settings and turn on the parameters, you can access it. To do so, tap several times on the build number in the information menu of OPPO. After entering your phone password, you should be able to access it. To open the developer settings, this is the parameter menu at the very bottom of the root settings. Here we scroll down and find the animation of the hint for the gesture back. If you enable this setting, you'll be able to preview the screen you're returning to during the gesture back. This feature is available in Android 14, but it's still in experimental mode on Galaxy, hence it's located in this secret menu. No changes needed, the translation is already contextual and modern. For now, let's just test it out and be aware that it may not be completely stable. Sometimes my screen blinks when this feature is activated. Regarding the animation overall, I haven't noticed any significant changes compared to One UI 5.1. Actually, it looks like the widget turning animation is broken in 6.0. In 5.1, the application turned the widget beautifully, but in 6.0 they just turn downwards. Hopefully, this will be fixed in the next patch. While I was filming this review, the update for version 15.0.05.5 of the home screen was released, which fixes the widget animation and reduces the number of icons on the main screen a bit. This update will be available for everyone soon. By the way, if you were subscribed to our Telegram channel, then you would already know about this. If anything, the link to this channel is in the description. It is very useful. I recommend subscribing if you are not already subscribed. The new update has made the icons in the Open Applications menu larger and the movement between apps smoother when swiping left or right. I'm really liking it. Let's move on. One UI has undergone its most radical change yet with the addition of a quick access panel that functions like a curtain. Overall, after using it for a month, my initial concerns about the quick access panel were unfounded. It's actually quite convenient and visually appealing. At first, I was worried that it went against the One UI philosophy, which focuses on a clear and intuitive user experience. No changes needed. However, I wouldn't say that this new curtain is perfect, nor would I say that the previous one was bad. Overall, the new curtain is fine, but I do wish the settings button was moved down. But to be fair, it's not a big issue. In the same place at the top. The Wi-Fi and Bluetooth menu now occupy permanent positions at the top of the display. This new location makes sense, since we are almost always connected to the internet or Bluetooth. In addition, it has become easier to switch between Wi-Fi networks or Bluetooth devices with a simple long press on the icon. This gesture now opens a small pop-up window for these settings. Then we have quick settings in a square card. Here you can swipe to the right to see other icons of quick settings. If you need to add new ones, now you can click the edit icon in the shape of a pencil at the top of this interface. Interestingly, now you can edit the 6 buttons at the top of the notifications individually or edit the entire list. If you want to update your phone to One UI 6.0, you can now add new icons to the quick settings panel by swiping right. And if you need to edit them, just click the pencil icon at the top. What's even cooler is that you can now edit the top 6 buttons on notifications separately or the entire list. The space at the bottom may seem empty, but if we enable the data display for SIM cards in the menu, it will be filled with information. Under the brightness slider, you can now find the eye protection and dark mode buttons that are always there. Additionally, there are 2 more buttons for screen mirroring and managing smart home, which are also constant and not part of the settings. Of course, you can customize these buttons yourself, but currently, they can only be changed in the quick settings area. Powered by Dubverse. Is displayed. With One UI 6, you can enable the option of instant access to quick settings to directly go to the extended quick access panel by scrolling down with your finger from the upper right side of the screen. By the way, how do you like the idea of adding a third swipe curtain down, which would shift, for example, these buttons with quick settings even lower? I think it would be cool. The notifications panel has been updated. The first thing to notice is that the icons for quick settings are now smaller and spaced further apart, giving a cleaner look with enough space in between. Above these icons, you'll see the time. No changes needed. Regarding notifications, they are now displayed individually in bubble form instead of stacked as before. The spacing between notification tabs has also been increased. Another minor change is that the notification settings button is now displayed on the left, not on the right as before, presumably so that users do not accidentally click it instead of the clean button. Perhaps for the same reason, the clean button comes with a translucent substrate, and there is no notification settings. One UI 6.0 now allows you to sort notifications by time. To do this, go to the notification settings and click on Notification Sorting. From there, you can choose to sort by time instead of priority. A separate praise deserves a new media controller. I even made a separate post about it in our cart, and judging by the comments, it turned out to be one of the best upgrades for many One UI 6 users. The new media controller, available in the notification area and on the lock screen, is not something revolutionary, but it fits perfectly into One UI. It is something like a widget and appears automatically in the curtain or on the lock screen when you play audio or video content on your phone. And if you play content from several sources, all media players add up to a stack and can be scrolled. The size of the media player can be changed by one click of the button, and it will remember the size you have chosen, both on the lock screen and in the notifications area, even after unlocking and unlocking the phone. And of course, the media controller in One UI 6.0 is interactive. You can control playback, for example, songs and videos, and drag the time scale slider. In addition, when using the media player on the lock screen, you get a convenient Yarlic of multimedia output. But perhaps the coolest thing about the new media controller in One UI 6.0 is how it looks in the unfolded form. It shows album covers, if any, and the wavy time scale creates a cool vibe. Here, perhaps, the only thing I would like to add is ideally that this wavy scale behaves more like a functional equalizer, and does not display random animation as it is now. Again, in any case, for this media player in One UI 6.0, great respect. The lock screen in general received very modest changes. Firstly, they added a widget for the Samsung SmartThings application, which allows you to control the viewing of connected devices from the lock screen. Then it became possible to move the clock on the lock screen to another position, instead of fixing them in the upper central part of the lock screen. And finally, they added more fonts and style of the clock. Now you can choose from a large number of styles of clocks and fonts. As well as the notification in One UI 6.0, the settings menu also received a visual update. There is more space between the elements and under the menu. In addition, the stripes in the settings have now become thicker and well combined with the general interface. In One UI 6.0, you can finally view the password from the saved Wi-Fi. Go to the Wi-Fi settings in the settings, and next to the password, click the eye icon. Powered by Dubverse. In addition, here, in the information about the network, the fast sending icon next to the QR code and forget is added. In Galaxy phones, there is a section for servicing devices in the settings, where you can manage the storage, memory, battery, protection against viruses, as well as some optimization parameters. But in One UI 6.0, the battery section from this menu is now also a separate menu available from the root settings of the device. The section itself was also reworked. Here the display of the screen and time is changed. It is now clearer how much the phone consumes charge and what is the screen time. For example, on the 27th I used 114% of the battery. The screen time was 7 hours 9 minutes, but below the list of applications that consumed the charge in the order of decreasing. By the way, when scrolling between the days, some curved animation of the change of days is obtained, creating the impression of a microfreeze. This should be fixed. Well, finally, in the battery section, the battery protection function, which, when turned on, limits the maximum charge of the battery to 85%. This function has long existed on Galaxy devices, but now it is displayed on the very first screen in the battery. By the way, about the autonomous work in One UI 6.0, at least it did not get worse. My average screen time at full charge, as it was in the area of 6.5 to 7 hours, remained. According to the feedback of the people in our Telegram, the situation is similar, mostly everyone has no changes. Now let's go to the security and confidentiality menu. Here we have a new function called auto blocking. It ensures security by blocking threats and suspicious activity. Under the section of confidentiality in the applications that have been used for the last 24 hours, icons have appeared so that you can easily identify them. In One UI 6.0, the scanning button is no longer displayed when entering the security and confidentiality menu, since the device is automatically scanned every time you enter this menu. The airplane mode is a little smarter. If you turn on Wi-Fi or Bluetooth when the airplane mode is turned on, your phone will remember it. The next time you use the airplane mode, Wi-Fi or Bluetooth will remain on, and not turn off as before. Traditionally, Samsung does not forget about modes and scenarios. Now you can configure different lock screens with your own wallpaper, clock style, app labels, and so on, when you are driving, working, training, and so on. When you start editing the lock screen when the mode is turned on, you will edit the lock screen specifically for this mode. Summing up, One UI can still be safely called one of the most perfect interfaces based on Android. What is even more important, this is the most stable interface with fewer bugs than any other skin. In general, this new interface seems to be a step in the right direction. Now I can't wait to see how artificial intelligence combined with more perfect chipsets will improve One UI even more. But before that, wait for the second part of the review, it will come out very soon. Powered by Dubverse. Well, that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching. Harry was with you.